Hey, welcome to the first chapter of Module 2 on transformation. We're going to start with the transformation of you, the business owner. As they say, who you are is how you build. So before we're able to take your company to the next level, to transform your business, we will have to have a look at ourselves as businessmen, as entrepreneurs, and where we need to transform and change. So we're going to look at the four pillars that I would like to zoom in on to transform yourself as an entrepreneur. Then we're going to look at four hacks that I have used personally that have worked for me. And then we're going to get to work. We're going to start with an exercise. So let's dive straight in. Before we do, I wanted to stress the importance of self development, of improving ourselves. This is what Warren Buffett has to say on it. So he says, invest as much as you can in yourself because you're your own biggest asset. And these are the words of probably the biggest investor or the most successful investor of all time. So we will have to consistently invest time in our self improvement, how we evolve if we want our business to succeed and to grow. So, top of mind, once we've taken care of our business fundamentals, personal self development is absolutely key. So, the four pillars. So, four pillars I would like to focus on is the first of which is let's start with the end in mind. Look at it this way. You could look down at what is urgent today, what you need to do today, tomorrow, and this week. Or you could look up where you want to end up. What is the end goal? Strong recommendation is also for yourself. Focus on the longer term, where you want to be, who you want to be. So start with the end in mind and then work your way back as you come to the present. So an idea would be project where you would want to be personally in 5 years, and then you work your way back in steps what you should do today, this week, this month, this year. As you reach these milestones, you'll get to your end goal. Second point, continuous improvement. With that, I mean try to avoid revolutions. There is no such thing as a quick fix. There is no such thing as a magical potion or a fantastic book you should read and suddenly you'll be a different person the next morning. So it's much more about consistency and about what we call personal kaizen. It's continuous improvement every day, a little bit, 1% a day, but try to avoid the revolutions. So it's about habits much more than looking for this magical training course or this magical book that will change who you are. Third thing, focus and the Pareto principle. So focus, that's why I put that book behind us, which is the one thing. They compare it to a postage stamp. Stick to it until you reach your destination. And that's actually true. It's very important that you focus on the things that matter. That's what the Pareto principle says. So focus on the things that matter is probably much more important than your intelligence, your capacity to invest, or the location of your business. This is really key if you want to achieve your goals and the goals of your business. And the last one, the fourth one, always try to look for levers. Leverage your time, your energy, your money. So you want to multiply what you bring to the business. That's why we talk about working on the business, not in the business. That's the big difference. When you work in the business, you actually use your time, your energy, and your money to do what you need to do in the business. When you work on the business, you try and find where you can really have a multiplication effect on your own business. So, four pillars. Start with the end in mind, work your way back. continuous improvements every day, every week, every month. Try and avoid magical solutions or quick fixes or revolutions. Third one, the power of focus on what matters. And fourth, always look for leverage. How can you leverage your time, your energy, passion, and money? Two important points I wanted to make. Time management is an essential skill. Aside from health, time is the most scarce resource we have. If you feel you're not very good in the time management domain, if you do not have a time management system, you should start now. This is absolutely essential. Later on in the exercises, we'll come back to what I've been using for years now, which is the Daily Greatness Planner. It really helps me with my productivity and my focus. So later on, you'll find a link how you can buy it yourself and get to work with it. The second point I wanted to make, that if you doubt on what to focus on customer happiness. We'll come back to it later on several times in the class, but customer happiness should really be your number one priority in your business as you develop yourself. Again, who you are is how you build. So this transformation starts with you before you can start implementing this in your business. All right. So I wanted to give you 4 hacks that have worked for me, and maybe you can apply them to your own transformation, or maybe it brings up an idea on how you can find your own formula to transform yourself. So the ones that have worked for me are: first, I'm always looking for heroes. I mean, I try to project myself, and I try to find people that I respect and I look up to for a specific thing. And then I study them. I read about them. I watch videos about them. I ask people about them, how other people look at them. Heroes are incredibly powerful for 2 specific reasons for me. One, typically they're very well documented and analyzed. And secondly, they give me a huge amount of energy. Most of these people are just people like you and me, but they have an extreme focus and a dedication to where they want to go. So, first one, heroes. Pick your heroes. Second one, time. I mentioned it just now. You really have to be an expert in deciding where you spend your time. Not only where you spend it, but also to know, for example, when is your productivity highest. Some people work best in the mornings, other people work best at night. Analyze this for yourself and start with a time management system for yourself. This is incredibly important if you want to advance yourself and keep improving. The third thing around customers is that if a customer is unhappy, they will leverage all types of shit in your business. That's the time to lead and to be front stage. You are the one who wants to lead the solution for that customer. If a customer is happy, leverage that also, broadcast it, give kudos and credits to your team. It will be incredibly powerful to see the effects of sharing customer happiness and who did what in relation to that happiness within your team. Fourth, compete. I'm very competitive. I'm extremely competitive. And I would almost say if you're an entrepreneur, you should be competitive. But don't compete with other companies. I would say compete with yourself. I call it, I compete with my past self. If I'm not a better version of me every week, every month, I've been standing still, which actually is going backwards. Because I have these goals in front of me, and if I'm not moving forward, I'm failing. So compete, but compete with the right person. Compete with yourself. So the 4 hacks that work for me is: pick heroes, study them, get motivated by them, get incredibly good at time management. one of the most scarce resources you have. Don't throw time away. Customer focus. Lead when there's a problem and broadcast and give credit when you have happy customers. It's an incredibly powerful effect you will find. And lastly, compete. Compete like hell, but compete with yourself. Compete with your past self. Keep getting better. So now it's time to get to work. So the success of your business starts with you. There's no magical Excel sheet. There's no magical book I'm going to suddenly pull out of my hat. It starts with you and the transformation of you. We're going to do some exercises. Please take your time, apply them to yourself, look into yourself and your business, how they can be of use to you. All right, and let's end with this quote. Your level of success will seldom, and I would say never, exceed your level of personal development. Let's get at it. See you in a minute.